yeah, I'm kind of excited to see what this country is like. One of the world's newest countries, so it should be interesting. Alright, I've made it. I've made it to my hostel room. I am the only person in here, so I've got it to myself, which is luxe, but also kind of like I really wanted to meet some people because I've been alone for the last 2 days. But yes, here I am, gonna go explore the town. So this is actually a pretty interesting city. During the war, 80% of the houses in this city were destroyed, and now it doesn't even seem like it. It's all been rebuilt and everyone is super cheerful and upbeat, and it's a really cool city. There are so many shops here selling all different types of things, lots of like ball gowns and like rip-off Nike and Gucci and electronics and clothing and jewelry, like lots of jewelry. It's bizarre because it's a pretty small town. It's really like not what I was expecting, a super vibrant, busy shopping street. Now the reason most people come to Peja and the reason why I'm here is because there's really good hiking. It's right next to this canyon called the Rugova Canyon, which has really good walking and hiking, and you can go ziplining. There's like full multi-day hikes that you can do. But today I'm just gonna go wander out to the canyon. There's probably buses, but I think I'm gonna walk. It's about 2 kilometers and see what I can see. I'm feeling very underprepared because there is not much information online, especially if you don't have a car, because a lot of the bloggers who've come here is like, there's like 2 people who've come here and they're like, yeah, it's really good, you can go on a hike and just like drive to this place. It's like, I don't have a car, so I'm just gonna go figure it out. So while I am following a path that I found on my map, oh my god, I just walked into a spider web. Yeah, it's very overgrown. There are a few little like trail markers. It's hard to know when the last time someone actually walked along this path because there are so many spider webs that I'm having to pick through. Ugh, this is what I get for going through nature. I could have just walked up the road. Wouldn't have been as nice, but where's spiders? Just had to walk down that. Yikes. I swear, with every new country, every new city, basically every day, I have a struggle of trying to figure out how to explain that I want an iced coffee, but like with no milk and no ice cream. I just want an ice long black, but obviously that's like not a word. And people are always like, wait, what, you want no milk? And then like in my limited, you know, Albanian or whatever language I'm speaking, it's like, it's a struggle. But you know, a lot of people in Kosovo actually speak English, and a lot of people here are very young and they all learn English growing up. So things are actually easier here than other places I've been. So this morning I met a girl in my hostel named Dralona. She was really lovely. We started talking and then she was like, oh, let's just go get a coffee. Then we ended up meeting up with some of her friends. They're all from Kosovo, they're from a different city, and they're in town for the weekend for a animation festival, which I had no idea was even on. So anyway, now we're all just gonna go to this animation festival. We're gonna watch some short films. I think most of them are gonna be in English. Maybe some of them will be in Albanian, but hopefully they'll have subtitles. But yeah, it's just so cool. Every person I've spoken to here who's a local is just so friendly and just like wants to sit down and chat, and is just like, she was like, just come hang out with us. Like, it wasn't even a question, it was like a given, like, you're just gonna come and hang out with my friends all day, and then you're gonna give me a lift to Pristina, the next city that I'm gonna go to. It's just so nice. I love it here. These guys carried a full-on mattress and blankets across the river so that they could be comfy. Power to them. So after going to the animation festival, we jumped in a car and drove up further into the Rugova Canyon, further than I walked yesterday, and it was so good because I got to see parts of it that I wouldn't have been able to see without a car, which I obviously do not have. We stopped at a creek and went for a little, well, we didn't go for a swim because the water was like this deep, but we walked into the creek, we sat there for a bit, drove around, got some food. It's just like, what a good afternoon. I'm so glad that I met these people and got to hang out with them and got to kind of like see this city from a local perspective. I mean, they don't live in the city, but they're Kosovan, so it was cool to see what they do on a weekend, you know? Hello, good morning. Today I am in Pristina, which is the capital of Kosovo. I truly don't know anything about this city other than it's the capital and Rita Ora was born here. Those are the two most important bits of information. I'm on my way to go do a walking tour and maybe learn a little bit more. So no idea what I'm going to get up to today, but we'll see. Okay, so a lot of people have called this one of the ugliest buildings in the world. What do you think? I mean, it's not, I don't know, it's very weird looking. It's not the nicest building I've ever seen. I don't know if it's the ugliest. Okay, so that tour somehow went for like 3 hours, and then I went and got some food afterwards, which was so good, so delicious. It's like falafel wrap that cost less than €3. I love this place. And then went to a cafe with some people that I met. Pristina has an amazing cafe culture. It's really not something that I would have expected, but they've got all these like cool hipster cafes with like fairy lights or like bookshops, or they turn into bars at night, and they have really good coffee. So we just spent an afternoon in a coffee shop and it was really, really cool. And honestly, tomorrow I'm probably just gonna go do the same thing, sit in a coffee shop for a while, because it's, yeah, it's a really cool city to just sit and like people watch in. I've come to a salad place that I found online. So I've been traveling in the Balkans for the last like 2 months, and all the food has been basically the same, or at least variations on the same. So it's just been like meat, stews, lots of pastry, lots of bread, lots of fried food, and like it's been delicious, don't get me wrong, but my body is like, bitch, you better put some vegetables in me, you better give me some fresh food, I don't want any more fried stuff. So I'm so happy to find somewhere that is like catering to this need, because most places don't have anything like this at all. They'll do like a Greek salad on a menu, but there's no dedicated place that just has healthy food. So I'm very, very pleased. Okay, so my time in Kosovo has pretty much come to an end. I really, really loved it here. I had absolutely zero expectations. I wasn't even planning to come. I didn't even know where Kosovo was until like a month ago. And then I met a couple of people in Albania who mentioned that it was a good place to visit. So I did, and here I am. And it's been amazing. First of all, the people are so friendly. People stop you on the street just to have a chat, be like, where are you from? Let's talk. Because I've been alone a lot of the time, people just want to come up and talk to me and sort of like make me feel welcome. So sitting in cafes, people will come and have a chat. I met one girl and I just ended up hanging out with her friends all day, and they gave me a lift to another city. It just feels super welcoming. It's like everyone wants you to have an amazing time here. And when I was saying this to locals, they were like, yeah, well, of course, what else would we do? It's just in their nature to be super friendly and super welcoming. I also expected it to be a bit more war-torn. Maybe it's because I went to Bosnia and there are still a lot of buildings there that were damaged in the war that haven't been fixed. So it's very obvious there was a war there recently. Whereas here you could not tell. It's been totally revamped, remodeled. You can't even tell that, you know, 20 years ago, people were burning down houses left, right, and center. It's a very young country. Something like 65% of people are under 30, and you can really feel that walking around. It's really chill and laid back and friendly. Lots of bars, lots of cafes, lots of restaurants. Pristina, the capital, is one of the coolest cities that I've been to in Europe. It's very, what's the word? It's almost hipster. It's got a lot of really cool cafes. They're really leaning into cafe culture. A lot of the other Balkan countries I've been to, the cafe culture is just old men sitting on tables outside smoking and drinking espressos. But here, there's really cool cafes that you'd expect to see in like London and New York. Everyone's drinking like iced coffee or cool drinks. It's the kind of place where you just want to like hang out and sort of just sit around and soak up the vibe, I guess. So if you're planning a Europe trip, especially around the Balkans area, definitely put Kosovo on your list. It's great, it's cheap, it's fun, and there aren't that many tourists here, so it's not super overcrowded, which is great. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Bye.